What's going on, guys? It's Travis, the broke entrepreneur, the traveling vlogger. How y'all guys are doing? So, I wanted to introduce myself and tell people where I'm from. And before I moved to LA, I was living in Florida. Before that, I was in my hometown where I'm from, Baltimore. And I want to talk to people what it's like growing up in Baltimore City. Man, first of all, I want to say I love Baltimore, man. That's what raised me. That's the place that raised me. That's the place that created uh, me, how I move around and being alert and more things. But it's definitely rough living in Baltimore City. Growing up in Baltimore, and I grew up in East Baltimore. East is East Baltimore, West Baltimore, South Baltimore. Then you have Baltimore County and stuff like that. So I grew up in East Baltimore. Grew up in a real rough neighborhood, the Waverly community, Zone 18, and Old York to be exact. But man, it was kind of rough, man. Shootouts, fight. Well, when you a kid, it was fighting. Then at a certain age, it become people start playing with guns. Man, it was rough. It was even to the point where in high school, if you catch the bus, you had to get off at a certain stop. Like if we rolled past 33rd Street off of Greenmount, and we got off down the other side of Greenmount, we was gonna have some problems. Like especially if it's a certain group of individuals out there, they was gonna jump on us and beat us up and fight us because it was like neighborhood. We didn't have gangs really in Baltimore coming up. We had neighborhoods. Like you were from Old York, you might have been from Greenmount, you might have been from Winston, you might have been from Moravia, Marble Hall, up top, which is a part of Old York, but up top, Cater Avenue, Willow, Richwood. It was things like that. So it was like, and then when we went to high school, they put about 1,000 neighborhoods in one school. So you have this hood, that hood, that hood, all in one school, which is a total disaster of fighting. But growing up in Baltimore, I would say it was fun times. I think we're one of the only cities. We had fun times as well. That had kiddie discos. So we were big on the days that we had off from school, say Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, they would have a club called Hammerjacks where we would go down there. You pay like $10, got to stand in line. Security was no game. You had to take off your shoes, and they would clap your shoes to see if you had a knife in there or a little deuce gun. And that's what we would party at on the day before school. I mean, the day before like a holiday or something like that. And some of the best times at Hammerjacks. A lot of fights broke out, but it was still fun. You know what I mean? And then also on Easter, they had the kiddie disco, which would go from like 4 to 9, and you know what I mean. We was in middle school. You had to be super fresh. Had to go down there, and it was live. It was crazy. And like I said, and then some Saturdays out of the month, some people would have big parties at the high school. They would have rent out the hall and have a big party there. So that's one thing I can say about Baltimore. Like we always had like a lot of parties. Not house parties were cool, but if somebody had a party at the rec center, it was lit to like 1 in the morning. Like parties were going to like 1 in the morning. We like 13, 14. My mom used to always just pick me up at it. Was like, you can go to the party and stuff like that. So Baltimore it was rough as far as the violence and stuff like that, but I can honestly say like I had good times, clubbing, going to the mall, footballs on Saturday. Like it was all about it. And around that middle school era, from elementary all the way up to about the 9th or 10th grade, it was all about Pop Warner football. So every Saturday, the whole city was at on up Northwood or the Door, Northwest, Bulldogs, coming to football games and things like that. So it was like lit like on Saturdays. Like Saturdays were like the most lit days on the weekends. So it was all about that. But like I said, like growing up, after a while, we still had to face our battles of, neighborhood beefs and problems and the hustling, the drugs, things like that. But it was definitely rough. High school was cool. You had your fights with people from different neighborhoods or just disputes and stuff like that. But Baltimore is really a great city. It's just, people just going through so much, and the drugs is so, the crack era just destroyed everything. And it's still going on. Like it's still so coming up in high school. Like I said, a lot of my friends didn't have mothers. Like some of them mothers were on crack, or some of them I even had a friend whose mother overdosed on heroin. So it was these things that was going on in Baltimore City. But overall, it's a nice city. At the school, always gotta get a chicken box. The most famous thing in Baltimore City, besides seafood, is the chicken box. 4 wings and fries, salt, pepper, ketchup, with a half and half. Remember that. You have to get that when you come to Baltimore. And if you eat chicken, you know what I mean. The seafood is cool. That's what we known for. Love crab cakes, love all that. But the 4 wings and fries, salt, pepper, ketchup, with a half and half on the side, is the most dominant thing in Baltimore City. And there's so many places you can go. You can go to Sonny's. You can go to from around my area, Greens, Lake Trout. Damn, it's a couple spots down the hill too. But just ask somebody where to go get 4 wings and French fries from. So, like I said again, man, Baltimore. What it was like growing up, I would just say we had rough times, but it was good times too. It was fun. Yeah, we had to look over our shoulder a lot, and that was hard. You know what I mean? A lot of things like that, and a lot of the murders and things like that. Because friends started getting murdered in high school. That's when I started seeing the murder gang going crazy. When I was in high school, a lot of my friends, peers, was getting killed left and right. But we made the best of it. And when you're in the city and when you're there, you don't realize how bad it is. So I would say it was rough, but it made me aware of things. It made me stay away from drugs. It made me not. I drink maybe occasionally, if that. Like I might have had a Smirnoff, but hard liquor, no. Smoking weed, I don't. Pop pills, none of that, because I seen what it was doing to some of my peers and some of my friends and the older people, and I just vowed to myself that I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Just be an observer of my environments. So that helped me to. So Baltimore made me ready and tough for Florida and especially LA. So just being aware of my surroundings, just being alert, and not, you can be cool with people, but watch them and don't give 100% of your trust to people you don't know. So that's Trav. This is Trav, the Broke Entrepreneur. I hope you liked it. Anything else you want to know about Baltimore City, I can definitely tell you. But remember what I said: chicken box. Like and subscribe, and hit that smash button for that, that bell. And we got more stories coming. Just the reintroduction of myself.